Okay, we are live on Facebook. I'm going to see if I can invite anybody to jump on here with me. Um, and if you know how to do that, please do. I was not supposed to be on here alone, but I am. So I'm coming on here live to talk about the upcoming conference this year, May 2nd, at the Hilton Garden Inn in Southpointe. We have such an amazing lineup of speakers. Hi, Holly. I guess we're going to get this figured out one way or another, this technology. Um, Zoom settings always changing and things like that. So I used to be able to know when I did live videos a lot how to invite people in, but I am not sure how to do that. So I would love any comments, questions. If you guys figure out how to join me and have a conversation with me on here, I will let you in if you tell me. But I'm going to try to watch for the comments and see who's jumping on. I know this is a hard time at night, sometimes right after dinner. People are busy, so hopefully you could watch the replay. But I guess I'm just going to start out introducing myself for those of you that don't know me. My name is Kelly Cain. I am the founder of the Autism Caring Center. We started out about 8 years ago now, just providing events and, trying to find the things that I really struggled with as a parent, and one of those was isolation. Hey Sharon, how are you? I hope you're coming this year. Um, and one of the things that I really struggled with as a parent was isolation, really finding the people that understood what I was saying without saying anything at all. And I had friends for many, many years, and some of those just still didn't get it. And then when we hosted our first luncheon, Heidi and I, all those years ago, and we had like 40 people show up, and then we had more people show up, and then it turned into a conference, and it all kind of exploded from there. And I love it. I love every bit of the conference. I love planning it. I love the women that are behind it, helping me organize speakers and the details that go into it. And really just, you know, understanding that you're not alone, that there are ways to walk into a room and just take a collective sigh of relief and just relax, knowing that you're not alone. I've seen some women come to conference and they're like, I don't want to hear any of these speakers. I just want to be in a room full of women that understand me. Or I'm only going to two speakers, and then the rest of the time I might hang out in my room or go do my own thing. This is for you. This is your time to relax, connect, and learn. And self-care is really important. We have some amazing self-care speakers coming up this year. One that I want to talk about is Wynn Godbold. She was our closing speaker in South Carolina, and she is so powerful. Her message about retaining yourself and how to do that. She gives us some really good tips and tools on how to do that, how to keep yourself afloat in this journey that we're talking about. And sometimes our lives feel impossible, right? We feel so overwhelmed with everything that is, and she sorts that out for us, and she helps you learn how to manage that again. So if you are coming, Wynn Godbold is one of the must-see self-care speakers that we're going to talk about. Through my work at the Autism Caring Center and parents that I've been helping this year, I do a lot of advocacy work at IEPs, and there's some things that I've noticed that are also lacking in that area that I think that moms, if you're on here and you agree with me, say thank God that we're going to talk about this. The first thing is IEP, just the basics, right? I know we've had Jonathan Steele come the last few years and talk about how to get through some of those hard and difficult conversations, but some of you aren't even there yet. You're not even at the hard and difficult conversations. You're at the what does this mean, and how do I do this, and how do I request that? So Jess Patton and I had a really good conversation when she requested to speak, and I said, this is what we need to break down. They need those beginning basics. So We really are going to help you understand how to write those goals and what they should look like if you are in any part of school, starting from elementary through high school, and you need help with that. This session is for you. That's going to be an amazing speaker. Actually, Jess was one of the first speakers at our conference at the Sheridan Station Square, and every year people have requested her to speak again. So don't forget, if you're coming on here, say hello, and you can go ahead and share this video on your page as well. The more people we reach, the better. So Jess is going to be a phenomenal resource for those. Erica Cicero, I am so excited. And if Erica, if you are on here and you are, please say hello. And if anybody knows Erica, go ahead and tag her in this video. I met Erica. I don't know if I was lucky enough to have her first, or if she was lucky enough that I was one of the first parents she had to deal with. But Clayton was he's the school psychologist. Hey, Angela. Hi. I can't wait to see you too. It's going to be great. She was the Clayton school psychologist, and man, her and I really had to figure each other out, how she was going to help Clayton and how I was going to articulate what I wanted Clayton to receive through the school. She was new. I feel I was new, and we kind of worked that out together. And this is the other part of the journey that I'm seeing parents have trouble with, is FBAs, functional behavior assessments, and reevaluation reports, or RRs. FBAs and RRs, what are they? How do we use those? How do we use those for our advantage as parents? Because it seems like when you get them, it just is a lineup of things that your kids can't do, and where they're struggling. And actually there is ways to use that to your advantage. So I really want you guys to understand those reports, and she's going to break that all down. Again, if you're in a reevaluation year, that should be every 3 years. So if your child's up for a reevaluation or needs a functional behavior assessment because of things that you see, you're going to want to sit in on her session. That's going to be amazing. Can we talk about our keynote? I feel like I've talked about Wynn, I've talked about Erica, and the what she's going to talk about. We talked about IEPs. I want to talk about our keynote. Our keynote speaker is going to be Jordan Zimmerman. I am in awe. This was Holly. Holly jumped on this and said, Kelly, I think this is it, and I couldn't agree more. She is gracing us with her presence. She's an amazing advocate for the autism community. She was nonverbal until she got her device. She was non-speaking, and now she's doing it. She's representing her community. She's traveling, she's keynoting, and she's going to come to conference and talk to us as parents about what we need to know to help our kids where they're at. I can't see who that is. I'm sorry. Somebody's leaving a comment here. Oh, hi, Farron. How are you? I'm looking forward to seeing you too. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. There's people on here and I'm not talking to myself. I always am so afraid I'm going to be talking to myself. Anyways, Jordan is going to be amazing, and she's worth the price of admission alone. I mean, what the value that we're going to get from her as moms, as the speakers that are speaking alongside of her, really excited. And I have invited some people that I feel that are working and doing really good things in the autism field to come hear her speak as my guest, because I really think it's that important. I think that what she's going to say, you should come for that alone. I mean, like, if you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to come to conference again this year, this is going to be moving. This is going to be somebody that you're going to want to hear on repeat, and we're going to want to understand what she's saying to us. Clayton was nonverbal for 8 years, and I can't imagine her life and what that must have felt like, and finally being able to express herself in a way that would be challenging. And she finally has a relationship with her brother. She finally has a relationship with her family, and just hearing a little bit of her story, I didn't want to hear it all. Honestly, I want to hear it as everybody else hears it when we're there. at conference. So Jordan Zimmerman is going to be an amazing, amazing speaker. And I'm looking forward to that as well. Our opening speaker, Miss Lena, she is, I can't wait to hear this. Lena came to conference a couple years back, and from the moment she stood up and started talking, I was taken back by her because everything she was saying was right on point, and she had never been to conference before. She had never, you know, been to conference. She was nervous. She was afraid to stand up. She came by herself, and she came in and she stood up and started talking, and I was like, she's going to do stuff. She is here to help this community. She's not just here to help herself. She wants to learn and she wants to pass it on, and you can see it in her. And in just the short time that she's been involved with the Autism Caring Center, whether it's advocating for us or bringing light to our mission, she has helped change lives. She has sent parents our way. She gets it. She understands what people are going through. And I think that you're going to grab a lot of encouragement from her. Even if you're a seasoned mom like myself, sometimes we need that punch in the arm. Sometimes we need that keep going. I talk to Holly on repeat, and I think I sound like a parrot sometimes when I'm talking to her because I have bad days. And but Holly gets it, and sometimes I need that punch in the arm, and I need to like get motivated again myself. We all do, right? Sometimes we forget this struggle and we want things to change so badly, but we need this conference. We need this to take a breath and relax, and also talk to each other and figure out ways to get through things that maybe I didn't realize that Holly knew, or she didn't realize that I knew, or even Jen. I was talking to her earlier tonight. We were going through some things that we're excited about and just trying to make the changes that we need. We need to hear from you. We need to know how the center can serve you better as well. So, I mean, the bad days are going to come and go, but this is a chance to breathe and relax and help get through this. I also, and I don't mean get through this, I mean prepare you. I mean give you tips and tools to navigate along the way, to pass on to your husband when he gets home, to talk about like, okay, what did Wynn say? What was that I was supposed to do in this situation? What do I need to not forget about myself today? Get into those conversations with yourself and make sure that you have them. We also are going to be those transition age kiddos or adult kiddos. Paula Oberly is coming along with her colleague Caitlin. I had a revitalizing conversation with her and speaking with her about what you're going to need to know moving forward. And I'm saying if you have kids in middle school or higher, this talk is for you, even in 5th grade. She's going to bring some really good advice to the table about managing emotions, about managing those transitions, and what is next for these kiddos. So this is going to be the hearing from Paula is going to be another amazing conversation along with her colleague, and I cannot wait to hear what she has to say, and really get some information and tips and tools for myself because I need it. I'm going to talk about Dr. Taylor Day. I'm going to be real honest here. The first conference that I had here as the Autism Caring Center, I was so overwhelmed and I was running all over the place, and I don't think I sat down and listened to one speaker, not in its entirety. Maybe I stuck my head in the door to see if they were okay, and then I came out, and then I went and did this, and I was all over the place. In South Carolina, and I've gotten a little bit better over the years. I can go in and sit down now and just take a little bit of a relief myself. But in South Carolina, we only had a smaller attendance of parents, but we had some amazing speakers, and that's why I asked Wynn and Taylor to come up here, because they were so well received, and it was so good, right? And Taylor, I went in and sat down and listened to her. Her name's Dr. Taylor Day. She has a podcast, and she talks about autism, and she talks about this as a sibling But as a therapist towards moms, I didn't realize that I needed to hear what she had to say about where we're at as moms, about what stage I am still in as a mom. I did not realize that I needed that help. And her session is going to be amazing. You know, between Lena and Jordan and Taylor and Wynn, if you think you have been like, oh, I don't need to know what an FBA is, I don't need to know what an IEP is, I'm good with financial planning, those four women, you need to hear them. You need to come listen to them at minimum, and encourage the ones that are behind you or learn from the women in front of you. Have conversations, reach out, sit there and listen, see what's going on. There's a lot that I learn at conference that I don't realize that's happening in schools, that I don't realize that's happening in the workforce, that I don't realize some of the things that parents are, up against. I'm lucky because we have the center, and having the center, I get to engage with parents and I understand what they want to hear next. What is the next thing you need to hear? We're also going to hear from Kathy Hughes. She's coming back, but not to speak as a caregiver. She talked about being in that sandwich generation, but this is another one we get a lot of calls about. My kiddo, and I think Lena brought it up, is going into kindergarten. What's this process look like? How do we go from here to there? What's my next step? What am I missing? What does that look like? What service coordinators do I need now? So whether you're at the very beginning of this journey or all the way through, I'm not all the way through. Clayton's 23 now, believe it or not, and I still have a ton of questions about how I'm going to move through this next phase. And so all of the speakers are there. They're there for you, and they're going to be able to touch on those subjects that we all need to hear about. And the self-care speakers, ladies, Wynn and Taylor are going to be amazing, along with that keynote, Jordan Zimmerman. If you come for nothing else, please, 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 please come to see them. I wanted to see if anybody had any questions about the location, the conference itself. We still have 2 slots for speakers. If you have any recommendations of people that you would like to hear from or topics that you'd like to see covered, please let me know. I always feel like everybody wants to know about financial planning, but we never get a big response on that. So I know that's a hard subject to kind of take in. I feel like that's done better maybe in sessions here at the center or at one of our other locations. I think that's a lot to take in at a conference. So if anybody is on that would like to have anything that you think you need to know about, drop it in the chat, drop it in the comments here, let me know, and I can, we can start looking for some of those people. But we do have an opening for 2 more slots. I really wanted to bring Lena on live to talk about the prom. I don't know who's on here, if anybody's going to prom. I hope you are. Prom is Saturday night. It is called the Second Chance Prom. This is Lena's brainchild, and it is going to be so great. I know that they are excited. Now, this isn't just for moms that are coming to the conference. This is also for anybody looking to give back to the center. So maybe you're coming to conference that day and you're like, that would be really fun for my cousin to meet up with me. Or if I could have my best friend come, and please, they are all welcome. It is not just for the moms that are coming to the conference. The Second Chance Prom is open to anybody that would like to give back to the Autism Caring Center. They are going to do a phenomenal job with a red carpet. You can walk it, get your picture taken with the backdrop. They're collecting baskets to raffle off. They have a really great idea for prom court and maybe a prom king and queen coming your way too. So that's going to be fun. Lena and I chatted a little bit about it this morning, and when you care about something so much, you know how you want it to be perfect and you want it to be done so right, and you want all these people to show up and care as much as you do. I get that. And I told Lena it's going to be great no matter what happens. But at the same time, for us, coming to the Second Chance Prom, that gives the Autism Caring Center some exposure, and it really shows our kids that people are caring, that they're coming, they're here to support. So I really hope that if you're coming as a mom and this is your weekend away, invite your cousin, invite your best friend, reach out to your friend group. They can come. They can come to the Second Chance Prom with you. They can bring their husbands. Make it a night where you meet up with your husband if you can, if you have that ability to do that, if you have that childcare in place, and really let loose even a little bit more. We do have rooms available. Hilton Garden Inn is there, but if that's too expensive, there are plenty other of hotels around that you can definitely get a room at. There's a variety of them, so you don't have to stay at the Hilton Garden Inn. When we had conference before, we had so many people coming from out of town that it just made it easy to have everything in one spot, and that's why we've always just done that. But if you want to stay somewhere else or you have points to use, there are other hotels that are close by. It's only 20 minutes from the Pittsburgh airport, so we are looking forward to the ending that night with the Second Chance Prom. So we have a link for those if you would like to get on there and grab a hotel room that night. I know May is a big month. I know there's a lot going on, but this is a moment to catch your breath before those kids get out of school, before Mother's Day, before all that. This is a chance to take a break for you. So maybe it's your Mother's Day present. Maybe the Second Chance Prom, maybe you're just going to come to that and catch up with all the ladies then. Okay. So let's see, it says, what about parents who just got diagnosed theirself with autism? Good question. We have had that come across more and more, and I'm going to be honest, and I need to educate myself on this, and this is why I'm glad you brought it up. We did have that in the poll. I think, Holly, if you're still on here, I think we had that question in the poll, and we did not have a lot of people, I think, respond to that needed that as a topic, but that doesn't mean it can't be addressed. So I'm going to make sure that we have that brought up. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you. Really appreciate that. I'm going to make sure that, let's see. This says questions. Okay. All right. There we go. Let's see. Anybody else? Any other questions? Or am I missing anything? I just want to make sure that I am still on here. I clicked on something. I don't know if I should have. Lena, is there anything that I'm supposed to be talking about that I'm missing? I feel horrible that I can't see you guys. So let's see. Can't see anything else. Okay. All right. I'm not seeing anything else pop up on here, so I'm going to jump off. Feel free to share this video. Feel free to drop me any questions that you might have in the comments. The Second Chance Prom, again, please share it with all your family and friends. And, for Autism Awareness Month, I just want to let you know that, fundraising is great. I love fundraising, of course we do. Anything, but fundraising is also just bringing attention to the center and attention to what we're doing. So when you see Holly putting a post out about autism, or you see us sharing a link about autism, please share it. Please let people know about the center and what we're doing. The money's great, right? But we also need people to know we're here, and that what we are doing for your families, what we are doing for the conferences, what we are doing for our communities, providing training, providing resources, providing advocacy. We're providing resources that people don't know how to get. We are having events at the center. We are serving the entire community, not just one avenue. And that is really important. People want to stay in their communities. They want to feel accepted where they're at, and we're meeting them where they're at. And so our mission is bigger than us, and we need you to help us with that, getting that message out, right? And letting people know the good things that we are doing here at the Autism Caring Center. So when you see us I think we have 20 more days of Autism Awareness Month. And as parents of, children with autism, we know it's not just this one month. It's, every day for us. But on social media and for the next 20 days, while we have the attention, let's go ahead and, utilize that. Don't be afraid to share your story. Don't be afraid to share your struggles that you have on your page if you want to, or on your Instagram, and tag us in it and let them know where you're getting your help. Let them know where you're getting your resources about this conference that has helped so many women, just not feel alone and not feel isolated. And, it pours back into us, and we can pour it back into you guys. And that's what we're here to do. So again, I'm going to jump off here, but please don't be afraid to share our message. Don't be afraid to share your story as well. If you have questions about conference, or you weren't sure whether you were going to come or not, I hope you have decided to join us. We are a very welcoming group. We are not trying to sell you anything or get you to join a group. We just want you to get what you need, which is a chance to relax, to learn, and connect with other women who just get it. And we hope to see you May 2nd at the conference, and hopefully afterwards at the Second Chance Prom. All the information's on our website. All you got to do is go there and check it out. And if you have any questions, you can always email us or call or just comment on this video. I really appreciate all your time tonight, and please let me know if you need anything at all. We hope to see you at the conference on May 2nd. Have a good night.